Careface CVP. Careface CVP. Subscribe, like, comment, and let the whole world know about Careface CVP.
Careface Video Productions.
Obia and Black Magic. Some are promote wickedness and not stop my
So Ross, what do you think when you think poetry?
Just words put together in a prolific form, in a more organized format. Yeah, because I think with poetry, rather than differently from when you write a song, I think you have to even think of your words more and organize it more with poetry. Yeah, because it kind of direct, more direct.
The thing is, Poems have been used as a way to tell stories, as a record, to record history. Poetry is one of the most ancient forms of arts to this day, when you think about it. It's been used in social gatherings. Poetry was used as a way to remember things. In many cases, poetry was important to history when you really think about it, right? There's different kinds of poems. There's different genres of poems out there. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking a bit about dub poetry today. And do you know that dub poetry evolved in the 1970s guess where it evolved? Do you know?
No, give it to me.
Are you serious?
Give it to me.
Jamaica.
Okay, yes. What me just want to hear you say. Hey, remember, I grew up with Mutai now. I grew up with barefoot Mutai now.
Yes.
So I know what the thing, but I just want...
Because every Jamaican DJ was did some form of oral poetry.
Yes.
And they try to, the thing about poetry, it promotes black consciousness, and it confronts a lot of injustice through poetry. You know what they say, a poem, I'm going to see if the poet agrees, you can compare it to birth of a child.
Okay.
Birth of a child. Because when it's born, there's so much you can do with it, right? A child, right? So you can improve it in ways with teaching and whatever. So with poetry, I think it's a bit of the same way.
Well, without a delay, we got the artist here inside the natural room. We're going to introduce the artist now. General, welcome to Rootz Reggae Radio Rhythm of Friday.
Yeah, man, greetings and blessings,
Yes,
Give
man.
thanks for having me,
Yes, man. Yeah, man, introduce yourself to the world so the world can know who we're speaking to, man.
Well, this is Bobo Julius, Artistry, representing, spoken word poetry. You know what I mean? I should say, it come in many different forms, So I'm a spoken word artist, I read a lot. You know what I mean? And what I read, I share it through my poetry, through my art, even the artistry, the craft that I made,
Yes.
We're going to kind of separate it because he does he has so many skills. We're going to start with the poetry and get into the artistry a bit.
Naturally.
So, like I said to him, it started back in Jamaica and then other countries used it, but from the 70s. So how did you get into it? It's a form of storytelling, of course.
Naturally. All right. So, back in the days, as I said, I'm a reader, first and foremost. And I used to write music, But then I went back to Jamaica. I was living in St. Martin at that time when I was writing music, And I went back to Jamaica and got involved with, putting on, promoting shows, small events and so forth and thing. And I used to go by Edna Manley and do spoken word, like cite some of my music, Then I went to a workshop with Yasos Safari and his Poetry in Motion,
Yes.
And they gave us some words and thing, and they said we should make a poem from them, and I came up with a lovely poem. And thing, and everyone was amazed and thing, and I said, I'm gonna stick to poetry.
Do you remember that part, the first one?
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a little piece of it before we continue?
So it goes like this. It's titled Strength. I am a man of strength. I am vigorous. I am full of joy. So I'm healthy. And with all, I make unity. It is my will, my zeal, and energy to overcome mental slavery and poverty. Powerful enough to stop bad habits. No more anger against my brother or against my sister. I am here to make society much better. No more pollution. I and I is the solution. Together we must take care of nature, the earth, land, sky, and sea, for we are all connected to the animal, rivers, and tree. When you do things right, then and only then you truly will be free.
See you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, so I can see of them throw a bunch of words at you, and you have to just put it in a poetic form.
Naturally,
yes,
naturally.
because I hear the words them as you say the poetry them. Can see the words that they give you. And you just craft it up, you know.
But Ross,
Yes,
when I see or hear when I go out, I'm like, and you know what? I'm an intelligent woman, but the memorizing of all of that, memorizing, like, wow, like, what is your process so that you can?
So I mostly practice at home, you know what I mean? Like I'm doing it to the audience, you know what I mean?
Yes.
In my bathroom, in my bedroom, you know what I mean? Just like, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna express it.
So like reciting a speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I study Marcus Garvey, you know, one of the greatest elocutionists, you know what I mean? And he suggests certain ways of expressing yourself, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You start off high and then you come down with a low pitch and then you come back up high, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So you have to know how to play with the words and express yourself, you know what I mean?
Interesting. We remember with Maccabee did the Cucumber song, and as I was listening and reviewing some of your tapes of the poetry, I thought to myself, and maybe you do this already, and I don't know, but I thought, what a way, and I know they've done that in the past in history for children to learn through the poetry about a certain topic.
Yes.
So if you wrote something, say eating apples,
Yeah.
poetry, they would remember that.
Naturally.
The way they think
naturally,
songs.
yeah,
You
because
list out the
children learn
benefits of apple eating,
Naturally.
and it will stick in their brain
Yes,
because
sir.
they
Yes,
hear
sir.
it in a format.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man.
So the memorizing tool, like you've always been good with that by just practicing. Like, have you ever, pardon the expression, screwed up on stage, or do you know how to kind of ad lib and people don't realize you made a mistake?
Yeah, so if I make a mistake, like, you know, sometimes like a one line, you know what I mean? But if I don't have that poem in my head, I would bring my book, like this poem that I just wrote a couple days ago, you know what I mean? I bring my book, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get it, but I don't fully get it, you know what I mean? I get the first couple lines, but the conclusion, you know what I mean, hasn't stick yet, you know, so I bring the book.
And it's unique how the brain even work, Karen, because as the artist, at the same time, he's figuring out his brain and his capacity of his brain, because with the brain, once the thing stick, it stick.
Naturally.
But yeah, it's just to do a couple laps around the track for the brain to pick up that,
connect,
and it will never drop it again. As old as you get, it will never drop it.
It's interesting you say that, because I work with Alzheimer patient, right? And I've worked with a lot of Alzheimer and people with dementia and memory thing. And as I thought about this, I thought to myself, we use music. Music is a form of medicine. But I was thinking to myself, maybe we can start using a bit of poetry to bring back those memories. Like if the person likes soccer, do a poetry about soccer, and maybe that might help with the memory.
Yes, I would put it past.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it. I'm really gonna try that. I was thinking about that just when you brought it up. So, do you have actual CDs or videos or actually hard copy of things that people can purchase with your poetry yet?
Not as yet. I'm working on a book right now, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm working on a book right now.
So you're gonna have a book of all your poetry?
Yeah.
That's good.
And also like a voice ebook. You know?
Okay.
So I'm working on something now. I'm just, you know what I mean, growing in with the people. You know what I mean, getting in the people's psyche.
So have you set a date for that, a goal for yourself yet?
Honestly, you lick the nail on the head, you know. I haven't set the goal, you know what I mean. I'm working on it, you know what I mean. But it's good that you set the goal, you know what I mean.
You do. Goal setting is important because then we become procrastinators. So you have to set a short-term and a long-term goal to achieve that. You're going to do that.
I mean, it's no procrastination.
No procrastination.
Get up and do the thing.
You're here. We want them to hear a bit more about your poetry. Do you want to give them a little something?
Him say, "Mama, new one when recently
Yes.
wrote
When he's ready,
the book out."
maybe he wants something else before the new one.
That one that we talk about no procrastination.
Yes. For the procrastinators.
I man shall not suffer I man will prosper, no matter what the circumstances and the disaster. I man say time is I master. I man too blessed, too joyful to be stressed. I man just do I best and let life do the rest. For no obstacle can break me. I'm fixed to my vision and that's what make me. I don't procrastinate. I don't listen to no if, no buts, no maybe. Nothing to stress, nothing to make me go crazy. I'm proactive, not reactive. So I go along with the flow. Sometimes fast and sometimes slow. Sometimes you don't, but sometimes you know. Sometimes you got to let go and let wisdom flow. Sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're weak and sometimes you're strong. But I say, with confidence, you already won. Even before you start. Hail Rastafari, loving on my heart. Enough revolution, my ancestors fought. So from my roots and my culture, I man cannot depart. Conquer yourself and let the world be your clay. Love what you do and let your work be your play. Control your ego and don't go astray. I am the I am. Anything is possible. That's what I say.
I really like that one. I really like it. And you know what, Ross? Because I don't want him to procrastinate, I want a copy of that one because I think that would be a good morning affirmation for me. I think for anybody that just to read that, so subliminally, yes, it becomes a pattern to not procrastinate. Yes,
I've been. You see, this poem, I get a lot of feed forward from this poem. This poem is one of my best poem.
Yeah,
it's one of my best.
It's motivational.
Yeah, it's
and
very
positive.
motivational. You know what I mean? People like, we each line, you know, like people in the audience
catching.
is like,
it's
wow,
catching. Wow,
woo,
yes,
woo. You know what I mean?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
So, like, also, how you find it when you perform in front of audience? You find you pull energy from the audience and get braver, or you find you kind of get a little timid and take time, warm up to the crowd? Or you find it performing, you know?
Well, I'm not a timid person, you know what I mean? I always, let me tell you, see, this smile, I use smile, you know, I use charm, you know, as Empress Karen said before, you know what I mean? I try to ground with the people them first, you know what I mean? Try to
engage them.
Engage with them, so I already have them, you know what I mean? And I just go up there and just express myself, you know what I mean? And think whether they receive it or not, but, you know what I mean? You always have 2 or 3 people would come after and say, I love what you did just now. I love what you did. Ross, that was good. Because it's different. Yes. It's different from everyone else. You know what I mean? I go to dance hall where people performing and rhythm and doing dance hall. I go, you know what I mean? Different places and things. But I still get my attention. I still get, you know what I mean? My hearing. You know what I mean? So I give thanks.
Because the reason why I mentioned that, a lot of people don't know, as we know, Marcus Garvey is one of the greatest spokesmen that we grew up and know of. And when I was reading the autobiography, Karen, about Marcus Garvey and his wife told us that one of the first time he went up to make a speech, Marcus was stuttering.
He stuttered.
Naturally.
Yes, before him to really get it out and go into that drive, which everybody know Marcus Garvey. Black man used to tell him rise on before he get there.
Yes, I.
Yes, you know, so there was something about him getting out the gate, which not artist, not all person is like that. That's why I put the question to the artist. How you feel when you first...
Sure.
All right. Let me tell you something. That the cold feet reached me already. One time I was invited to do like a presentation. You know what I mean? And the ones, it's a virgin name, Stepper, and I don't know if you know Stepper, Miguel Williams and thing. You look like him a lot, you know. Yeah, so Stepper invite me and thing to do a presentation. But a lot of big people from professors and all sort of big people was there and enough of them speak before me. You know what I mean? And when it's my time, I said, when I go up there, I was shaky.
So why were you intimidated? Because you felt that these people were more experienced?
Yeah, so it's like an inferior thing, like, you know what I mean, complex kind of cripple me at that moment. But after that, you know what I mean, I build my confidence over and over by people appreciate of what you know what I mean?
Realize they were intrigued in what you want to say.
Naturally.
Yes, they were intrigued. No, they were just looking and staring. What you want to say.
Yes, I. You know?
But you've overcome that now, right?
Overcome it, man. You know what I mean?
He went from like caterpillar to butterfly.
Yeah, I will go before kings and queens and
deliver.
Yes, I.
So, do you write your own material, or is there someone assisting you with this?
No, man, I write my own thing. I'm a reader, you know, so as me say, whatsoever I read, you know what I mean, I rewrite it in my poetry so that I can share it, you know what I mean, with people, and people can go and contemplate and find knowledge themselves, you know what I mean. Even this one here, you know what I mean, when you hear it, you can see, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you see what
I'm
you're
teasing
saying.
them. I'm teasing
See
them.
what
they're
you're
reading.
saying.
But my question to you, my question to you is now, what inspires you when you're writing? Like, do you just see a flower and say the flower is da da da, or is it a mood? Is it emotion? Is it a feeling? What helps you to create that piece of art?
Well, I would say all of the above, you know. You know what I mean? It depends, you know, at the moment, you know what I mean? I can be watching a podcast, I can be walking down the road, you know what I mean, and thing, and it depends, you know what I mean, on the energy, you know what I mean, and I just flow, the energy just flow, because sometimes you try to write something, when you're trying to write something, you can't write it, but when it is flowing,
yes,
it's just easy.
You can't get out the words upon time because it's there.
It's
there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This was so easy for me, this poem here.
To construct.
That one that I just do, it was so easy.
What's interesting, I'm not going to get into my poetry, but as you see, I walk with my book. I'm always writing because on spare time, whether I'm on a train or just somewhere or in a car and just sitting, I write poetry too. I do that. I'm always writing something. So is that what you do? Do you have that special book with your special stuff?
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say before we hear it?
Sometimes I'm writing down a poem, and it's like I don't even write everything. Sometimes I have piece in my head and piece in the book, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
Are you ready to tell us that one, or is there anything else you want to let them know about you before we continue?
Well, Bobo Julius, you know what I mean, is from Jamaica, you know what I mean, and I'm here in Canada, you know what I mean, look before 2 years now, you know what I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Next month will be 2 years, I think, yeah. And I'm also an entrepreneur. I make my handmade jewelry. You know what I mean?
I was going to touch on the jewelry. Did you want to read that before we get on to the jewelry, or do you want to save it still?
I would love to, because I have more.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes. Let us hear that one. I know Ross is curious.
And audience, when you see him, you know, a militant, you know, from you hear about Bobo, you know, militant with him turban tight and all that, you know.
Well, you know,
royally.
Yeah, royally.
You know that with my fans or listeners or friends, whatever you want to call it, they like to listen to me first, but then later on they watch my lives. So they're going to get to see the militant.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Militant. Someone just said I don't know, he doesn't care that he's handsome. We're talking about the poetry. Go ahead.
Yes, I. Blessings, you know, this one is called fear, you know. You know, fear is that thing that cripple you. You know what I mean? And let you don't do the thing that you have to. You know what I mean? So you have to conquer fear, you know? Yeah. Fear. For you, I don't care. For my sincerest love, my will is always here. My soul is intact. It's not out for no contract. It's not up for sale. Not for retail. You won't find it in your gift shop, nor any wholesale. My spirit is clean. My aura is up. The essence of ether fills my cup. The frequency is right, making my heart so light. I'm full of dopamine. I'm so happy. I'm feeling delight. Can't you feel this bliss? It only vibrates on righteousness. Can you feel that harmony? Hotep, the essence of Anyelo is all over me. It equilibrates my nadis that runs up my spine, balances my mind. Now everything is aligned, manifesting on its own time. No need to rush. Alchemy is performing through my carbon. I'm an ancient Kush. My ancestors' blood run through my vein. To master myself is my ultimate aim. To overcome my ego and all that keeps me low. One time I believed, but now I know. Whatever you sow is what will grow. It is what you will reap. So make sure it's love that you gathered up in Eve. For if it's hate or if it's fear, then you only set up your soul for self-defeat.
Sealer. Yes, Rasta. Yes, man. Prolifically done. Well done.
Yes.
And as me say, that's the thing with poetry, Karen. Differently from writing a song, it more correct. The words are more direct and they're more correct and they're more of a purpose, you know, when you put it in a poetry form. differently from when a guy does sing out a song.
Well, come on, Ross. Back in, we're talking about ancient times. Like I said to you, this is the most ancient form of art.
Yes.
That poets were the men.
Yes.
Because remember, don't you see the movies when the poet was hiding behind the bush and then the guy couldn't even talk and the poet had to tell him what to say? Come on. That was romance.
Yes.
Afromantic, whatever you want to call it today. The point is the poet knew how to express things. So to that thing.
Poetry, to add to that, poetry is the beginning of all music, man.
Yes.
Word sound is power, you know?
True.
In the beginning was the word, you know?
So with music, what are some of the artists that inspire you or inspire you when you're writing your poetry?
Well, I would say all of the artists them inspire me, you know.
Okay.
You see me? Bob Marley, Peter Touch, Sizzla Kalonji, most of all, you know what I mean? I love Sizzla, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I believe that.
I love Sizzla.
I know that.
Sizzla is like my
if you're listening, Sizzla, that's his brother.
Yeah, man, you see me?
So what I didn't get in listening to the journey, how old were you? Like, did you start with it, like, with the poetry? Were you like 9, 10? Like, when did you decide, you know what?
Well, as I say, you know what I mean, while in primary school,
Okay.
I was writing, but I was like shy at that time, you know what I mean? I never like that expressive. I used to like hold back, you know what I mean? Hold back my feelings and my thoughts and things, you know what I mean?
But writing it was a way to express yourself.
Yeah, but not expressing it verbally.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, I never used to express myself verbally.
So when did you reach a point where you stopped crumpling, throwing away the paper, or crumpling it up and being afraid to talk about it? When did you reach a point where someone said, you know what? He can do this, and you stood up and did it?
All right, tell you what. You see, as I tell you, when I went to St. Martin, you know, because I'm a reader, you know what I mean? I was reading, like, newspaper and thing, and I saw an article inside the newspaper of a South African virgin and thing, and he was talking about his life story and thing, and how he came to St. Martin from South Africa, and how he become a carver and thing. He's the one who taught me, you know what I mean? And he gave me a lot of books, lots of books to read, you know what I mean? On his boat, you know what I mean? And he started teaching me how to do the wood carving and thing, and I was so quick at it, it turned me into a teacher. And there, you know, I was teaching all different type of people from different sorts, different ethnicity, big people, children, everyone, you know what I mean? And that's where I start expressing myself, you know what I mean? Because people know, Julius, you have magic in your finger, you know what I mean? People would come, you know what I mean? And giving me a lot of applaud and, you know what I mean? It was, yeah, so it started building
building confidence.
Yeah, it started building my
course.
confidence now and thing, and I start become more expressive, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. So let's touch on your artistry. When people think accessories or jewelry, there's such a deeper meaning. It's a statement. It's a way that people adorn themselves. It's a way people express themselves. And at some point, you got into this and you decided, you know what? I want people to have it. And I noticed that's why you make your prices affordable. You're not ridiculous with your prices compared to some people and stuff like that. And as you know, we talked about confidence. Accessories brings out our self-esteem.
Yes, sir.
It's a way of expressing our confidence. It's different things. It's a psychological, sentimental thing. So what do you feel that your accessories or jewelry say when people wear it? Or what does it say to you when you wear it?
As you can see, you know, life.
So is this one of your own pieces?
Naturally.
Okay.
Yes. So
I have to let them know that you do wear your own piece.
Yeah, man. So this is a ankh, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Gorgeous.
And you know, ankh represent eternal life, you know? This represent the man, you know? The phallus, you know? The penis. And this represent the vagina, you know? I can say that right?
Yes, you can.
You know what I mean? And this represent the offspring, you know what I mean? And this is a piece of crystal here. Core shell. You know what I mean?
And you made this?
Yeah, this is wire up, you know what I mean, from copper wire and brass
wow.
wire. You know what
I need to be nosy. Do you actually, where do you get stuff here in Canada or it's sent or shipped to you?
No, I mean, wheresoever I go, I try to use what is
Hey,
accessible.
Karen, make sure you see your video the hang properly. You know,
I'm going to be taking some pictures
really
of it.
have powers in them fingers, of people
Yes.
saying, because for
This
you,
is amazing.
For you to craft that with your finger, may I tell you, a genius work that.
Wow.
Yeah,
do you also do...
There's a lot going on with
No,
it.
there's a lot going on with it. There's a lot. I've got it on camera, but I'm also going to be taking some pictures. And I have a professional camera. Look
And
at
this
him.
professional camera virgin here now,
Yes.
Care Face and thing. You can check out my craft and get my craft on his web page.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I have a web page
Yes.
on his website and thing. It's called assorted.ca. You know.
I know that your pieces are gorgeous to the eye, but are they, and like I'm looking at the bracelets on your hand, like are they medical, any of them? Like the way you're making
Well,
them?
metaphysically,
Yes.
spiritually,
Spiritually, yes.
and physically, you know what I mean? You can't, because crystal, you know, crystal, all it's crystalline, God energy, you know, from that time till this time, you know what I mean? While mankind has come out of his niche, you know what I mean? So these are things that is within man, you know. All of these.
So to my people that listen, you guys are saying how you're interested in jewelry. He is going to tell you where you can get it, because I see some people sending their interest. And like I said, he will be at the JCA also, so you can get a nice gift for your mother or yourself. And that's at 995 Arrow Road. He's going to be there on the Friday. That's the 10th. So you can come check him out. Is there anywhere else you're going to be before that they might be able to check you out? Before May 10th?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a couple places.
Okay.
But
I'll be DMing it on my post so people can see that, or they can check out Careface's page, because I'm sure
assorted.ca.
Yeah.
You know, you can also call me.
Yes.
437-775-5596. You know, blessings.
It's been a pleasure, and we definitely need to do a part 2. This is just an entry. Is there anything else you want them to know before we go, or a little piece you want to leave them with?
Yeah, man, we'll leave them with something. You know what I mean? Yeah. That one, I have to address the artists, them, you know what I mean? With them slackness, you know what I mean? And I get the youth, them, you know what I mean? Out of control, you know what I mean? And thing, we need to heal about the youth, them, you know what I mean? We need the back society. We need about the youth, them, because them are the future, you know? Yeah. Me a hear one bag of words, but of no substance. Me nah hear no knowledge and wisdom, you are just pure arrogance and ignorance. New artists said them full of tough chat, pan the rhythm them a chop, trap. One bag of crap, I lead the youth them astray, so me tell them to stop. Let's unite and do the right thing, cause if we all unite, then we all can win. But we are going to self-destruct if we only walla in a sin. Every woman is a queen and every man is a king. You not fi hype on your brother just cause you want win. But I coulda what do them new DJ youth ya. But them want fi come turn shooter. Is that them never get no tutor. Them nah listen to no cutting edge no muta baruka. No running African. Them never yet get a book from Rona I Nation. Make every time you hear them song, I just one bag of competition, counteraction, confusion. And I lead the youth them wrong. But me tell them that music is a mission, not a competition. Music is a mission, not a competition. You can sing some music to free the youth, music to revolute, music to make the youth them stop, bust the gun and make them stop from shoot. But I coulda who that I tell the young girl fi broke out, and deep throat and hood in a mouth. Rasta man about them out. Stop it before you get a lightning ball. Watch it. Cause enough of them a big hypocrite. I talk about them not in the music business for money. But when you check it out, enough of them tongue it funny. Enough of them for the wrong reason. I talk about voodoo, obia and black magic. Some a promote wickedness and not stop maledic. Some things where them a speak, it's sick my stomach right now. Excuse me. I need to go vomit.
Wow. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you. Tell them where they can reach you on social media once again, please, and thank you.
Yeah, you can reach me on Instagram, Julius Wilson, 1370. Yeah, Julius Wilson 1370.
Yes.
And you can reach me Facebook, Julius Wilson, YouTube, Julius Wilson.
Yes, and if you didn't get the number, you can definitely contact us at Rootz Reggae Rhythm Up Friday, myself or Ross, and we can get you to him, and definitely you'll see him around. That was just Wow, I don't even know how he remembers all of it. I'm being nosy now. Now that ring, for instance, did you make something like that?
No, not this one.
Oh, no, the thicker one. No, okay.
No, this one
but
is...
the anchor, I gotta get a close up of that because everyone's like freaking out.
Great artwork.
Great artwork.
So
come out Mother's Day. He's
strictly
gonna be
culture,
there.
strictly culture and roots. You know what I mean? And
Thank you.
they are very presentable. You know what I mean?
Yes, very classy.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Blessings.
So Julius, it's a joy and a pleasure meeting the eye. Likewise, that's how the world feel right now. Them listening to you, and as me say, check out the artist so you can find him and listen more of him work and him art. As me say, you have it, my general. Saying so.
Give thanks.
More life, more blessings, more
Rastafari,
strength.
love and life.
Yes,
You know,
thank
blessings.
you so
know.
much.
Give thanks for having me. You know.
Thank you so
Yeah, man,
much.
blessings.
So stay tuned. We are going to be talking to Kaysan shortly. But before that, Ross, let's think of a question because we want to give those tickets to JCA and they can get to come out and check out the beautiful accessories. What's the question,
Well, you
Ross?
can ask them for one of the artists who's going to perform on that night, the Friday night. It's a Friday night show, right?
Friday night show we mentioned already. Or if you guys want to cheat, I don't know don't run to my Instagram and cheat, but I want you to call and tell me. No, you know what? Where's the show being held?
Or where's the show being
That's
held?
an easy question. I told you guys the tickets were given away, and tell me the name of the place or the address where the show's being held. The first show, that's the Friday show.
Yes. So you call and identify the venue. You're going to win yourself tickets.
Yes. So stay tuned shortly. We're going to, maybe let's hear one of his songs. Kaysan, we're going to be talking to him.
This one is entitled Friends, Best Friends.
So what production?
Artist Kaysan.
I got my homie K-Shine up in here.
You don't want to move. You want to keep it locked to Roots. So get rid of that live.
So what?
Hey girl, I'm caught up with your best friend, and you know we're not hiding. Yeah, I bust it open, and we did it like 24/7. She loving her, she loving me. I can't believe my eyes, there's no jealousy, yeah. Let me see them days that you are working with. I'm gonna take you to places that you've never been. Bills and portion, take you on a trip across the ocean, yeah. Bills and portion, take you on a trip across the ocean, yeah. Cause I love you, baby, let me get it. If I show you that I love you, I truly wanna be your friend. Oh, baby, I love you, cause I adore you. Baby, let me get it. If I show you that I love you, I truly wanna be your friend. I wanna wind up on your body. Ooh, I'm gonna take it from this party. I'm gonna do the things you said you wanna do to me. Like, I wanna wind you in the corner. I'm gonna take you home.
Brought to you by Careface CBP. Subscribe, like, comment, and let the whole world know about us. Careface CBP.